Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to yet another edition of Take 3, the first in 2025. And what we're going to talk about is not news, it's not politics. It's something which has shocked all of us. And we're wondering, why did we have to go through this? After a decade-long wait, the Aussies got their hands at the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. But it's not the loss. It's what's happening behind the scenes with the Indian cricket team that is actually now the focus of conversation here. With three of us who have not spoken sport in a long time. But we are all keen fans, cricket fans, like most of us are. And we'll also talk about this entire Akhand America concept, Trump and Trudeau. Trump comes in, he's not yet sworn in and Trudeau's already gone. So what are those implications? We'll talk about all of that towards the latter half of this edition of Take 3. But Rahul Shivshankar, cricket, what's happening?
Hey, you pitched the googly straight at me, first off, huh? Look, I mean, I'm a big fan of Test cricket, and it was really heartbreaking to see the fact that the Indian cricket team, forget just about Australia, even before that, is not sort of anywhere in the equation right now over the last, 1 year as far as Test cricket is concerned. We've been getting hammered even at home, a record that we're very proud, of holding, unbeaten streak, etc. That also went. I think, look, the team is in transition clearly, but someone needs to affect that transition. You can't be saying to people who perhaps are not quite playing up to their potential, you take a decision. Look, this is a national obsession, cricket, whichever way you look at it. It's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that, look, the game is vibrant and alive because of Indian fans like Zaka, me, you, millions of other Indians who watch this. And I think we deserve a lot more. Look at the amount of fans that travel to Australia only to get abused there by the Aussies in the stands. I mean, if I were in that bunch of, spectators, I wouldn't have quite liked my team sort of being thwarted in the manner that they were in the midst of a hostile Aussie crowd. They ain't going to give you a quarter, right? So let's be honest about that. Frankly, I mean, I tweeted that day and there was some fair bit of engagement that, look, I suppose when you won the biggest trophy of them all, which is the chairmanship of the ICC, then why bother about the smaller DGTs and this, that, the other? Let the others win something. Those are all consolation prizes. Let them get that. I mean, but still, it was really sad.
But that's administrative. What's on field is that we don't have a dearth of talent. We've got so
But who's going to give them a chance? Someone has to take those hard decisions.
See, what happens is the clock swings around, right? Life comes a full circle. Those who are waiting in the ranks and cooling their heels and looking on to get a chance, today have come to a place where they are sitting on places where others are now waiting, and they should have actually moved on. And I'm going to take names. I may not be liked for this, but Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli did not merit a place in the side. If you can drop a Shubman Gill after 2 bad performances, what is Rohit Sharma doing there? What is Virat Kohli doing there? What's been his performance in the last 1.5 years? Yes, he got some runs this time around, but it's been subpar. A KL Rahul, he got 100, yes, but after that what? Compare that to a Yashasvi Jaiswal who's come and performed, a Nitish Kumar Reddy, a Rishabh Pant, who just stand up and deliver. Washington Sundar comes up and delivers. So is that so difficult for us to accept and say, all right, we make way, we get out. Bumrah leads the team, the first test we win. Why can't you continue with him as captain? So Rohit Sharma comes back, so we're going to change everything. Why?
I agree with you entirely. I think we have a superstar culture, and now increasingly with all these troll armies that all of these cricketers have, especially the big ones on Twitter and Instagram and all that. It's a very toxic superstar culture. And it's not like this superstar culture began with Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli. This whole business that a star gets to decide, a star cricketer gets to decide when he retires. I mean, no other country in the world allows for that. In Australia, I mean, if you're Ricky Ponting and if you're not performing, the selectors
Look what they did with Warner. They didn't select Warner. They gave Travis Head a chance.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So India is the only country where the superstar gets to decide, okay, which is going to be my last test match. And I go back all the way to frankly, it started with Kapil Dev. I remember how he prolonged his
for
career,
more than a year,
for a whole year just to break that record of, at that time, the highest number of wickets in Test cricket, Richard Hadley's record, and it went on and on and on. And finally, he got 434. Even the great Tendulkar. I mean, he's the greatest cricketer of our generation, certainly, perhaps the greatest cricketer since Don Bradman. But frankly, the last couple of years of his Test career, he just dragged and dragged and dragged to get to the 200th Test and so on. But I think the same thing is happening with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. I think they are well past their prime. I don't see on current form either of them having a place in the side, or should either of them deserve a place in the side. But frankly, I think the reality is 6 months down the line, I think both of them will play in England. Unless one of them decides to retire.
I want your view on this, Anand. What shocked me was this headline that I was reading. I think it was in one of the papers that said that the last time Mr. Kohli played a test match was when Gill was born. I mean, in the Ranji game. In the Ranji game. In the domestic Ranji game. I was shocked at that.
They've not played domestic cricket, yeah.
I mean,
They don't play domestic cricket.
why?
The stars don't play domestic cricket because that will add to their burnout because they're already playing so much of cricket.
Oh, because they're playing IPL.
No, one. And the other thing is that it's beneath them. Now, and Ishan Kishan also got into a run-in with the BCCI because he refused to play domestic cricket. He thought it was beneath him. In my...
Is that so?
Yeah, my point is that, all right, you can have, I'm not saying that I don't love Rohit Sharma. He's phenomenal. He's just phenomenal. Virat Kohli, I have immense respect for his attitude, ethic, work ethic, and also his contributions with the bat. He's perhaps the most prolific run scorer, a person who's accumulated more runs running between wickets rather than scoring boundaries. But immense respect for him. But you know that you're going through a down patch. You cannot do it out in the middle. You've got to go back into domestic cricket and get your act together and come back. If you can do that to an Ajinkya Rahane, why not to a Virat Kohli and a Rohit Sharma? I believe that if a second string squad which had T. Natarajan and the others led by Ajinkya Rahane could beat the Aussies in, last time around, we could have done a far better job had we got our mix right. Now, the other thing what's happened because of all of this, there is talk about a lot of groupism that's happened within the dressing room, and a lot of them are pointing fingers at the coach, Gautam Gambhir. You know, the jibes that have been taken by the troll armies that you talked about are that, chalo dekho, ye MP ne yahan par bhi aake apna ye shuru kar diya, former MP ne aake yahan bhi apna politics shuru kar diya. But point is that, at least for what I know of Gautam Gambhir, there is no person who talks with a straight bat than him. He calls how things are and what things are. You can't blame the coach for it. Point is that if there are laggards and if there are people who are hangers-on in the team and they are trying to use their seniority to stay on there at a time when they know they are not doing well, I don't think KL Rahul merited a side. The persistence with KL Rahul is
wrong. The question about Gambhir is, you know, he's a straight talker, no doubt about it. Whether or not he's a good coach, I don't know. I mean, he's won IPL titles as captain and coach and stuff, but coaching Team India is a different ballgame altogether. The question that needs to be asked is, does Gambhir have the authority to decide that if Rohit Sharma is not contributing to the team, Virat Kohli is not contributing to the team, does he have the authority to drop them?
Drop them.
I don't think he does. That he was, in favor of bringing in the stodgy batsman.
Sarfraz.
No, Cheteshwar Pujara. He wanted to bring back Cheteshwar Pujara.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Does he have the authority? I don't think he has the authority.
Who has the authority?
He wanted to do that, and for the first time in a long time, Zaka, dressing room chatter was out in the media. This has not happened in nearly a decade.
Okay? And he was very upset about
I remember 2015, 2016, there used to be a lot of chatter, and ever since Greg Chappell era got over and the Kumble era got over, and then after that, since Saurav Ganguly became the BCCI president and there was a reorder, the dressing room banter started staying off the media circles. It's the first time I've seen that it's also come out. Now, that's not good.
It was Sachin Tendulkar's famous quote during the whole Greg Chappell episode. Good. What happens in the dressing room stays in the dressing room.
But this is the first time that I've seen that it's come out. And many are saying that it has come out from one of the senior players. Now, if
I don't think it's difficult to guess who it is.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, but if that is happening, then you know that things are not. It's taken a lot of time to create an atmosphere in the dressing room that is positive, and that was positive really, despite defeat.
As just
not that it's just been on victory.
I'm not. You've covered cricket. You know exactly what it takes, perhaps, to even play the game at that level. I'm sorry, but I'm not a student of the game in that sense, right? So. I've just read up a little bit on it and this, that, the other. But you know what really has stayed with me? There were a couple of comments and it really made me quite sad. One comment was by Sunil Ji, Gavaskar, and I think he made a very good point there. He said, these guys, if they mess up, it's okay. There's always IPL. Their bread and butter is coming from there. So I just thought, I said, if that's the mindset with which you're approaching this game, you're doing a disservice to it. You're doing a disservice to the cap.
India cap.
See, I'll tell you what.
India cap. So that really stuck with me, and the lack of application. And I began to connect it with, they have no fear of being dropped. You see, in an environment of plenty, if you don't have fear of being dropped, then I'm sorry, there's not that additional motivation. You know, the India cap is a motivation. But you say, "Theek hai yaar, you know, if I don't make it here, there's another."
If there's one person who I'll not
Safety
grudge a comment from when he talks about players trying to elongate their career or not take it seriously, is Sunny Gavaskar, because he walked out when he was at his peak.
Yeah.
At his peak, after that century.
Yeah, 36. He was 36. He's almost the same age, around the same age as what Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are now currently.
Mr. Sharma is like 37.
37. So I'm just saying. So Sunny Gavaskar at that time was still good enough, and many thought that he could play at least another 10 to 15 tests, if not more. Now at that time, tests were not played so often also, or there was not so much cricket. And he played. He showed that he could play one day as well, because he got 100 in one day also. But the what you say about IPL, it's a different ball game. IPL is different, and I know that these players respect the Test cricket also.
I just want to make one distinction between, you know, playing the IPL and playing, you know, for the country. The IPL, you know, it's private business. If, for example, India Cements, the owners of Chennai Super Kings, want to continue paying MS Dhoni till he is 40, 50, 60 years old to continue playing cricket for whatever reason, that's their business. That has nothing to do with the India cap. But if you want to play for India, it has to be the best 11 that's getting out onto the field.
No, but even in IPL, KL Rahul got the boot from Lucknow Giants because he couldn't lead properly, even though he made runs, he couldn't lead properly. So he was going
you know, the IPL, you talked about being sort of a private business. The BCCI is also not run by the government of India. You know, it's subsidized to some extent, the grounds, etc., that are given to them at a subsidized fees, but they're actually just a private corporation.
No, they are a private body. But like Tendulkar said, you know, the emblem is BCCI, but he said, I play for India.
Okay,
you don't play for the BCCI, you play for India.
You represent a nation on behalf of a cricketing body, or, you know, you play for a cricketing body on behalf of a nation, however you would put it. So that's a technical thing, but I will go by with what Sachin said, that I am Sachin Tendulkar and I play with India. When this whole case had come into the court, he had made his point very clear that I may be the BCCI.
No, I was just making a technical point.
BCCI,
I was not looking at it from
but the IPL is a
the symbolic aspect of it.
The 20-over game is a different ball game compared to a 5-day Test cricket. And twice we have reached the World Test Championship final. We've lost. Nobody grudged the loss, because the way we won was phenomenal. The way we got there was phenomenal. Here we were right at the cusp of it, and we just squandered it away. It's the manner in how we capitulated.
I mean, when you saw the signs in India with the defeat by New Zealand, one could easily have sort of at some level pivoted to say, look, we've been humbled.
It was poor captaincy. I think Sunny Gavaskar was very clear. Rohit Sharma should, if he could not bat, and you could show, Bumrah showed that he could lead. Hardik Pandya has shown that he can lead. There are others who can captain. You focus on your batting.
No, and frankly, Anand, I don't think any captain should, you know, merit his place in the side merely on captaincy.
Correct.
The captain should be there basis either his batting performance or his bowling. Like, for example, if Bumrah is captaining, Bumrah is also the standout bowler of the series.
He's delivered,
there on merit of his bowling performance. Right. Similarly, the same thing should apply to Rohit Sharma. He shouldn't be there because he's, you know, the humanity's gift to captaincy. He should be there because of his batting prowess.
But Zaka, the only person who can be in a team purely because he's a fantastic captain is Dhoni. There is nobody else who's as astute as that. But despite that, look at 40, look at his glove work. He's flawless behind the stumps. He may not contribute with the bat. He comes way down the order, and that 1 over he smashes 20, finishes one match.
I have a slightly different. I'm a CSK fan. You know, I grew up in that city. I think again, Dhoni is way past his prime. But like I said, it's private business. It's between the owners of that team and him. But having said that, Dhoni and Rahul Dravid, to my mind, were the only two big superstar level cricketers that we've had in the last 20 years who, the moment they felt like it's not happening for them, mentally they're not there, they said they're retiring.
Yeah, they not just they retired, they've also taken a back seat. Dhoni is not saying I'm going to open the batting. Dhoni is not saying I'm going to come at 1, 2, 3, 4. Dhoni is coming at number 7. Okay, he's saying all of you bat. He is nurturing talent for Chennai. And what is he doing? He is the calm in the storm. He's the one who's standing there at the wicket and he's telling everybody, I got it under control. You follow me and I'll help you. He's leading from the front. I have not seen Rohit Sharma lead like that in the last two or three Test series. He's not been able to do it.
Let me ask you, let's focus a little bit more on the coach also. I mean, I don't know, but psychologically, I felt very different when I saw someone like Rahul Dravid. You know, he's a picture of a lot of things in my mind. You know, there's this steadfastness, there's technical perfection, there is a person who is virtuous in the sense that he's selflessly given back to the game and therefore commands a kind of authority. I wish we were still being sort of shepherded by Rahul Dravid.
No, not necessary. I'll tell you what, I'm a fan of Gautam Gambhir because if there is one man passionate about the country, who will always put the country first, no matter what, it's him. He wears the nation on his sleeve. So even as a coach, that's his focus. His contribution at 2011 World Cup was not, so if Dhoni hit the 6, but who made the 90 runs before that? It was him and Virat Kohli who stitched the partnership and he continued to bat on. So he played phenomenally well. So he's also proven himself as a coach. He turned the fortunes for Kolkata Knight Riders. He proved himself as a captain with Kolkata Knight Riders.
He's saying it's a different ball game.
Kolkata Knight Riders.
I have a very different view on this. I think coaches are completely overhyped, especially in cricket. Because in cricket, ultimately what matters is the captain. He's the guy who's taking the call, particularly when you're fielding. I think this overhype of coaches in cricket happen. It's like basically a rub-off from football, where the managers have an oversized role.
He's a manager, and the coach.
Yeah, so
what he does is he
what
works
is the
out a
coach's
strategy,
role?
and he said you got to plan, you got to have an approach. Now, point is if the captain calls the toss right, the coach can't do anything. Toss wrong, you can't do anything. Yeah. And Rohit Sharma has done that. At least in the last 8 tests, he's done it 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Field placements. It's not like the coach can come running into the field and say, you know, why are you having this guy at third point?
So,
a third man.
So
why
the coach can tell every batsman,
point?
he can work with individual batsmen, bowlers and say this can be a strategy. We can look at this as a game plan. And if we are in certain scenarios, you look at game theory, you look at the game scenarios. And then you create these scenarios and then you got to execute.
So you're saying...
I do have one point to add to what Rahul was saying. You know, where the coach can come in. Virat Kohli has been getting out the exact same way for God knows the last 15 times or something. When a Rahul Dravid points that out to him, chances are he might listen and make that correction. I don't think he would listen to
in the case of Virat Kohli, he got it right for about for 55 balls or 60 balls. In the 65th ball, he played the same thing. He succumbed to it.
Well,
he left, and we thought, okay, not every.
Again, you have to go back to Tendulkar.
Yes,
when
exactly.
241 without playing a single cover drive.
That is test cricket. Because I'm getting out to drive, so I'll make a double century without drive. But you need to have that grit and temperament, and sometimes you don't have the rub of the green. You know that things are not. You like to fight against.
You made a very interesting point: grit and temperament. Look, no one can. I don't think, and you're right about this, that at one level, it's really about commitment. I think everyone's committed.
Yeah.
Now, grit and temperament come with the expectation that you're going to really grind it out.
Correct.
Maybe this T20 and all the other shorter formats have begun to sort of rub off on Test cricket and the temperament or the mentality with which players are approaching this when it comes to batting or even bowling.
See, I'll tell you what, I don't think there is any problem with grit and temperament, especially with someone like Virat Kohli. Okay, Rohit really needs to work on his fitness. Now, he may look the other way around and brush it off, but that's not the case. Virat, you can't grudge him his fitness, you can't grudge him his temperament. He's gone through a lot of trials and ups and downs. But yes, this going back to playing domestic cricket, playing Duleep Trophy, Ranji Trophy, getting your eye in. Go and don't play Ranji, go play county cricket. At least get your nick back, and work out your bad luck or whatever, flaw and the ebbs out, and then you come back into the team with a better mindset. Most players do that. David Warner also went out of the scene, batted well, staked a claim, and then they said, no mate, after this series we are looking beyond you because I got a Travis Head who's there knocking on the doors and he's young and he's hungry and he's going to play in your role. That's exactly what happened in Australian cricket.
I think the time has come for India to decide for the next 5, 7, 10 years who their 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to be in Test cricket. I don't see either Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma being part of that.
They're not planned.
So then you decide. I mean, do you want Yashasvi and Shubman to be your opening pair? Do you want Yashasvi and KL Rahul to be your... Because the top 4 set the stage in Test cricket.
Yeah, 10 years. KL Rahul does not have 10 years in his playing career. He's already on the wrong side of 30s. So it's a reality.
So I'm not saying KL Rahul. What I'm saying is you have to make up, the selectors have to make up their mind on who are the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the next half a decade to a decade.
Really good players like a Rituraj Gaikwad are there. Rituraj Gaikwad has not gotten a chance. There are so many others waiting in the rank. It's not that we have a dearth for talent. There are really good people. It's just that some people get frustrated because they just don't get a chance because these guys are sitting there.
And yeah, what was agonizing really, maybe if you want to move on to the next, what was really agonizing was that I always felt we always had a chance in every test. in
Yeah.
every inning.
Yeah.
Just kind of
We
been-
squandered it. No.
just
What did I want?
close it.
I wanted a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli to
What
stick
could
there
have
or
been?
hold one end. You just hold one end,
Yeah.
let a Nitish Reddy, Washington Sundar, Rishabh Pant do the other thing.
Yeah.
Do Ravindra Jadeja do what they need to do on the other side. You hold one end. That's all I wanted them to do. And we've had such people in the past who held one end.
Yeah, Rahul Dravid.
Yeah. Why? Virat Kohli used to do
Virat
it
Kohli used
not
to do
so
that,
long
yeah.
ago. So I'm just saying why? Why? So that's where
Why,
it is. Anyways,
why?
Yeah. I just hope that they don't repeat the same things again.
Lucky you're not saying stupid, stupid, stupid.
No,
You're
again,
saying why?
again, Champions Trophy, they're going to go persist with Rohit Sharma because I think somewhere within the BCCI.
Hey, don't
they
be so
prevailed on it.
despondent.
No, I'm not despondent. I'm just saying
Badal jayega.
you are disappointing young, hungry leaders and not giving them a chance. That's what you're doing. Just trying to elongate and stretch. This elastic खींचोगे ठप करके कहीं टूटेगा. उससे अच्छा कोई और खड़ा हुआ है यार आपके लिए. आप क्यों नहीं तुम बैटिंग करो ना यार. तुम 200 रन बनाओ.
Yeah.
कैप्टन बनना जरूरी नहीं है. रोहित शर्मा से मुझे 200 रन चाहिए. उसका I don't want Rohit Sharma as a captain scoring 0. I would rather see him as an important player scoring a double 100. That's what I want. I'm being very this here. Anyways, quickly on Trump and Trudeau, your thoughts.
I don't think he gives us much.
He works in twosomes.
Yeah.
Huh? Rahul.
Gambhir and then Virat Kohli and Sharma.
Rohit Gambhir, yeah.
But look, frankly, Trump